All right, we're gonna go ahead and kick off with the early campaign review for Modern Warfare 2 Call of Duty. Right, I played it through. I beat the game. I'm halfway through on veteran mode now. I've been trying to get some of these trophies out the way. I think the last few will be the co-op. Whenever they put it up with the full game release. But we're going to dive into it. How campaign actually is. Well, let's start off with graphics. I've read a lot of people reviews and when they put it on, well, don't go with online. There's a lot of brown nosers. They think they're gonna get flown out by Activision, Call of Duty, get to hang out with the e-girls, and yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Y'all really holding y'all breath with the brown nosing. You know authentic reviews, and you just know somebody who just ooh just BS reviews. Okay, Activision don't care about you. They only care about your money. They've already got their streamers they want, and they're not gonna go for nobody new. All right, so with that in the way, let's kick off with graphics. Graphics exactly Modern Warfare 19. Okay, some things look great, some things don't, but it ain't bad. It's not rushed like Vanguard or a certain type of color frame that's just either green, brown. This actually upped the colors. I'm really happy with that. That's something that's positive. This different colors and it looks vibrant. Some things pop, some don't. But the graphics, some things they took their time on. You'll see that in the very first level where you see like little mountain ridges and little the textures look really good. There's gonna be scenes where you're in the night, but you see like in the background of a city or town or whatever, it looks good. Even other things where you're walking in a town and looks good, minus the characters. The characters look generic, but the city look good. But then you're gonna find out, like I said, Modern Warfare 19 is all based on last gen stuff. This game is held back graphically. They're doing the same thing for Modern Warfare 19, where it's gonna be packs. So I assume they're gonna eventually come out with the next gen pack. Oh man, I was so happy when Cold War and Vanguard got rid of packs, but here we are. And there's good reason for it. That's because they've copied Modern Warfare 19 everything. The reused assets. You'll see a lot of cut corners. Some things they did improve, but like a lot of cut corners, reused assets. It's Modern Warfare 19. This isn't new. It's somewhat a little rushed, and that's because it's to meet a 2-year term. So out of already, I would say all the good stuff is held back for DLC for year two. The Modern Warfare 2 past game, all those levels and all that will be put in for year two, and you'll notice that when you go in and you're like, where's the well, that's supposed to be the surprise, but you're gonna be like, where's certain levels at, and you're not gonna see it. And there's a main one, you already know what it is, and that's the first thing I said. Where is this level? I said by the time you beat the game, and you be like, oh, DLC. And yes, it's gonna have paid DLC. You're gonna have to pay for the maps. You're gonna have to pay for the new campaign year two. I'm not happy about it because that's where all the good stuff at. That's the stuff I was looking for. I mean, there's still some decent stuff in this game. And I would just I put it out this game is a low rating good. I've upgraded it from decent because there's a lot of issues and there's like I said, a lot of things held off for pay DLC. There's new stuff in this game, new maps, just to expand it out. That way, the other maps, when year two come, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. But that's my issue. The new maps are too short, and I wanted more. They could have been better. They could have been funner. I mean, by the time I get to a point I want to enjoy it, it's done. Such as the second level, where you're going into a port and you gotta go underwater to shoot enemies on the docks. I could enjoy it because it's a generic looking map. You got two little boats up there with two enemies on there, and by the time you start enjoying throwing knives and getting those knives, to throw them, the level's over. These maps needed to be expanded. They needed more work on them. They needed to be. better. You know, it's too short for me to enjoy, and that's what I want in this year's Call of Duty. Is I want to enjoy it and I want to have fun. Beta, I had no fun. I didn't enjoy it at all. Campaign, I had a little enjoyment, but I just didn't have fun in it. And I think all these other people who put out, oh, this is great and all, it's because they didn't enjoy Cold War. They hated Vanguard, and they're willing to enjoy anything because they're using Price and all these other characters of Modern Warfare to bring that old feeling back. They're hoping that old feeling back will overlook all these little negatives in the game. So let's actually jump into it, okay? Biggest notice is Corporal Shepherd. And it's a new, different look. I don't know why they did this. Y'all couldn't get the original look back, or a different voice actor. Oh, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but this ain't the Captain Shepherd I expect. Excuse me, Corporal Shepherd I expected. This I have no feelings for. You, you could have made him look like Kingpin for all I care, but right, he looks generic. It don't look. I have no feelings toward like at all. I don't care for him, and he's gonna be the biggest thing in the second year DLC. Because right now we're focused on Graves and Shadow 1. DLC 2 is going to be on Shepherd. Like I said, all the good stuff is saved for the next year 2. Oh, man. But like I said, Corporal Shepherd, I had no. Like, this is terrible. They could have made him look better, sound better. I didn't care for it. It was a negative to me. The mechanics in the game, the shooting feels good. Sometimes it feels fluid. But because you're not zooming all the way into your scopes, some of that needs to, like, I can understand what they're going for. But when you're in a sniper rifle, I expect that scope to come all the way to me. You know, I don't want to look out here, and they did that to claim a new mechanic. Your crosshairs will move within the actual scope. I guess, or you can use that as, oh, we did something new. You like? I'm just not a fan of it, but it's doable. I just expected more. I mean, either you're gonna like it or you're gonna hate it. I'm somewhere in between. So we're gonna keep that there. The jumping and running feels clunky. Your character will feel like he took a shit in his pants and he's running with a full load of shitty wetness in his pants. The jumping is just atrocious. The running could be better. They really set back on slowing the characters down, and then their speed boosts is just really bad. I'm not a fan of it. Out of all these other Call of Duties where they speed burst, unlimited speed, and now you just got, oh man, this dookie in my pants. I mean, you'll know when you play it. Another negative. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not expecting moon jumps. I'm not expecting unlimited sprint, but I expected better from it. Mounting's good. Usually I used to take mounting off, but here I prefer to keep the mounting. It's just the AI that ruins the mounting and completely defeats it. This so-called advanced AI. In fact, let's talk about the advanced AI. Some things I kind of like, such as they'll do a pincher movement. Two enemies will come from the sides to come, and really force you to deal with one or the other, or you're just gonna get it from both sides. They can, if one enemy come to you, all of them gonna come to you, but they'll take little steps, little gaps in between instead of everybody just rushing you at once, or just one enemy come to you like you. Usually that's how it is. One enemy come to you while the others are just oblivious in the background. I can give you the advanced AI. They do a little bit more than before, but it's also a cliche gimmick. This is stuff that's automatically in other games as I don't know why they want to say advanced. It's just a fact they boost something they shouldn't have, and that's the difficulty. It plays mostly like how veteran and realistic was already, in prior Call of Duties, that they automatically hit you each and every time. That's what they did. They put the info in which they know when you're out of your cover and you automatically get hit. That's something that just is cheap to me. Yeah, enemies getting cheap hits off you. That it's worse than most things that you hate. It gets annoying. Okay, I mean, it's doable once you learn a little like where you want to go to, and just get a little edge so they can't shoot you, but you can shoot them. But to always, whenever you're just a little out of cover and they automatically insta target you, like you're on the hardest difficulty and you're on normal. This just shouldn't be used as advanced AI. It shouldn't be used like that. The other part is there's times when your teammates will be good because it's programmed for them to be good. They clear out a room for you. You'll see this in the early missions, such as the helicopter or like the downed helicopter or plane, and you gotta hold it down. All you gotta do is look out the back of the thing. You don't even go to the windows. Just hang out near the back and make sure the enemies don't come from behind, because your teammates will handle the inside part of shooting out towards the tree lines. But once you start getting further off and you just got like maybe one or two teammates with you, they go completely stupid majority of the game. Ghost can look, like I say, Ghost specifically for that night mission with the down plane, helicopter, whatever. They did it on purpose, to up it up to make him look like a badass. Yeah, this game is about Ghost. Here, like I said, in other missions, your partners or your ally AI go stupid. They dumbed it down to make the enemy AI to the advanced like they claim. That's something they do in multiplayer like in the past few Call of Duties. Just dumb you down, dumb your things out, skill based matchmaking, dumbing you, nerfing you. This is what they did. They if you make your enemies advanced, why couldn't you make my teammates advanced? A lot of times the enemy has came around behind me and my teammate just lets them. They may shoot off some pew pew, but the enemies will go right through them. They let the enemy shoot me up. They don't do shit. That's one of my biggest things I hated about the game. Your partners, your ally AI is stupid. There's times when you're just moving and you hear an enemy or something, you go out and you go or pull the trigger to shoot through the wall or preparing yourself, and all of a sudden here comes your teammate from the side. They walk in and you shoot your teammate. Sometimes you ain't gonna get the game over, for a friendly fire, but sometimes you do, and you be like, why did you just cross over into my line of fire? Why you did that? That's stupid. Your teammates are stupid that programmed in, unless it's programmed for them to shoot a certain enemy. Then they look like badasses, like the team they really focused on. I really ask myself, what happened to some of the other soldiers in this group? We have Shadow 1, but we don't really see too many. I mean, like, all these other Call of Duties, you had a whole platoon or whatever, and here it's just you and this small team. Take on all these other countless things, and the game gives them cheap shots, already in normal mode. So I've accounted that in a veteran one shot kills, and it just gets frustrating at times. So your team is stupid. Advanced AI is just above and beyond. You'll see this in later matches such as Prison Break. The last stage where you gotta go through the sky rises and you got the server rooms. Your teammate will really go stupid in their server rooms and let the enemies go right through them. A lot of times you try to go back out and here comes your teammate. He'll follow to back out with you at, but yet he's in the freaking way. You can't shoot the enemy on the. He comes to follow you and the enemy right behind him. I don't get that. That's something that I'm not happy about. It takes a lot of fun away. The last stage, it's just stupid. And that deals with you got fight 2 advanced or 3 advanced enemies. You got no weapons, and yet you got to defuse something. I'm not gonna ruin too much, but like you gotta defuse something all at the same time. If you try to get a weapon, or should I say, craft a weapon, you're going to lose time and you lost the game. It just deals with you gotta learn the level, and there's a certain way they want you to do that level. That's where that falls to. But to not have a weapon is ass. That is like the most tired, overpowered type stuff. These are the games we hated. That this, shit like this. That's the part I really hated the most out of this whole game. That was like really trash. And then when you finally do kill him, all of a sudden here comes the boss, the real enemy of the whole game, just magically appears behind him, and you're like, where the hell did you come? Like, oh, God, this has some of the worst cliches in the gaming. Sometimes there's things that don't respond. Like I said, you try to go for an execution and it don't read correctly like it's supposed to. That's the clunkiness. Um, I had an ally move forward to me, but they start talking, and the game acted like they're behind me. So it seems like they're talking behind me, but I see them in front of me. This is a level where you gotta jump out a window, and they still in the room. But by the time you jumped out, they teleported down in front of you, and you're like, how? There's some bugs in there, and it shouldn't be. The game is too linear. Yes, this Call of Duty has been linear before, but I mean, this is the worst offense. This is the worst Call of Duty to ever have forced linear straight paths. And then you have your own allies in the way to prevent you from maybe going out, venturing a little bit out of the way. You may get to like certain bigger stuff. Like my favorite one was Prison Break. They opened up a little bit more. You got your sniper level, but it's I'm gonna get to that later on. All you gotta do is to stay up Price's butt, and the one biggest scene out of Modern Warfare 2, or should I say one of them, is the enemies that go by you while you're in a ghillie suit and you're just laying down. Well, since this game is not next gen, ain't no way they walk so close to you and they don't see you. You're a different color, big giant haystack looking thing, and all you gotta do is be right behind Price and just move up. That defeats the whole level. That defeats this whole feeling. You don't have that scare factor like the original did. It's just too damn linear. I couldn't. That's something that really took the enjoyability away from me. It got better into the later levels where you really start recognizing. And I think that starts with deep sea or whatever, with the ship level. We're gonna get into that later on, but that's something I hated, was the linear paths, characters blocking you from doing things, and that deals with me shooting the allies by accident, or they just get in my way for no damn reason. Just even the port, like the port level, they got some underwater mechanics. You go underneath the water, you can shoot enemies, but at the same time, they act like you can't hold your breath at all. After 3 seconds, you're damn near gasping for air. That's terrible. How are you this advanced team and you can't even hold your damn breath? I hated that. The newer levels, some of it is just terrible, to like just putting it in there and keeping it short so they can keep some of the other maps for year two. I hated that. You gotta pump more bullets out to kill enemies with headshots, and that shouldn't be. I hated that. I understand you made things a little bit better now that enemies got body armor. You'll see it. Like I said, you'll see some things from Warzone put in, such as enemies got their little armor plates. You gotta crack them. I understand the body, but for the head, that's stupid. Why you put armor plates for the head? I hated it. Maybe add maybe one or two shots. I mean, like, you gotta really empty out a clip to knock their helmet off? Are you serious? How stupid. And then when you get to a later level, you can put body armor on yourself. Why is that a mechanic? That should have been left out itself. Why you put Warzone stuff, and they really boosted it like this in leaks ahead of time, like this was gonna be within the game itself, and it's just this one level. It's completely useless, and it's something that should have been taken out. I don't get it. why some of these Warzone mechanics in the game when it's further certain levels or one level and that's it. You don't see it again. I hated it. I did that. You'll see a lot of cut corners in this game that they took. They'll use other gimmicks so you can tell they took. One of this is like the convoy. I hated the convoy because it's a tired cliche in games, Uncharted, Assassin's Creed, or like on other type of games that does this Far Cry. You gotta go across this extra stupid ass long convoy that you just question like why is it this freaking long? And so they put like two little midpoints with different vehicles for you to go tackle, and I didn't enjoy it at all. This is the one of the levels I'm talking about that is dragged on that you wish was shortened. I did not enjoy it at all. You're just running behind all these other vehicles, and then you got this one mechanic. You should be able to shoot the enemies in the back of the head from the back of the vehicles. Nah, they got it fortified some reason, which you gotta go to the side of the vehicles to shoot the enemies. But you're leaving yourself open, and sometimes, like I said, them cheap shots active. I didn't like that. Or you got that one enemy throwing mines all in the middle of the road. That was, well, it was frustrating. But I mean, I understand. I can get you and try and do a little bit more, a little mini boss or whatever. But convoy level was ass. I didn't like it. The last thing with the two, you ain't got no weapon. You gotta fight two elite people or whatever, and you got crap. I hate that. But there was some good stuff in there. When you get to like I said, the deep sea or whatever they called it, dark sea, that's when things start getting fun, decent. You start enjoying a little bit. Some things are questionable, such as when you get on that ship, why is all the containers loose and going back and forth and instant killing you? I mean, like, all these containers should be held down by rope or something, and then you can like shoot it so they can kill the enemies, or they can shoot it and then it starts moving back and forth. I don't know no ship that allows containers to go freely back and forth like that at all. That was stupid. That's something that breaks my point. In prior Call of Duties, they worked with the military to make it military. They got the formations, they got all this. This is the one thing I question. It seems like they had they're so-called streamers do the motion capping or whatever. There's times when you look at the CGI or things, or when the characters talking, you're like, are the words synced up correctly? There's gonna be times you're like, is the words correct? And then you realize what it is. There's no motion cap for the face. There's no facial expression motion caption. There you go. Sometimes the face may move. And you're just like, ugh, this is ugly. This is one of the cut corners I hated. Just to rush the game out. And they have a nerve to have a screen that says, worked on years. 8 companies worked on this damn thing, and this is the best you could do? Yes, and it's better than Vanguard, but there's points in the game of Vanguard's campaign that was a little bit better as well. I enjoyed the levels of Vanguard. Here, this so damn linear, it just pissed me off so bad. Throughout the first couple levels, I was actually trying to venture out and find these collectibles and intel. In the history of Call of Duty, they've had intels or collectibles. This doesn't. They got the actual intels in co-op. I didn't know that. My dumbass was really out here searching hard as hell for these damn, and there's nothing there. I was like, this is bullshit. Where's the secrets? Where's the damn collectibles? This is bullshit. I said, these are just little nicks and hairs and all this. Like I said, I still give it a low good rating, okay? I give it a C. Because there's so much in here, but like most people give it a high score because it's been a while since they felt they had something good from Call of Duty, so they're gonna automatically kiss some ass over that. I'm not. I'm gonna give you a full, honest opinion about this. This campaign almost ended up one of the worst campaign Call of Duties ever. I have Vanguard as the worst. This almost beat Vanguard, except when you, like I said, got to the later levels. and it got a little bit more enjoyable. That starts with the deep, the ship level. Then you had the prison break, and then you had the skyscraper. But other than that, all the new maps were just sucked to me. It's too short to enjoy. Convoy was trash. Let's see what else we have. Like I said, all the beginning, it didn't feel like a Call of Duty game. But when you got to the ship, that's when the Call of Duty felt coming to you. Like you actually could do stuff all the other Call of Duties did. But beforehand, it didn't feel. It felt like Medal of Honor or some shit. All this linear, okay, A to B, B to C. Other ones you had like A to E, A to B, A to C. You had more options to do stuff. Here it's just so damn linear. It's like Final Fantasy 13, where you majority of the game you're going down one damn path, and then finally it opens up a little bit, but you're still forced to go on one path. And the game almost had no soul to these later levels. Okay, it just felt like it just got the title and it kept the characters, and that's it, minus Shepherd. Yeah, like I said, the advanced AI already got into. They know your location where you're at. And they know you're behind the cover. Instantly, as soon as you get out of cover, bam, you shot. I mean, that if the difficulty is set higher on lower levels when it shouldn't be, and they use that to use as advanced AI. What I got here in Shadow 1, okay, that's something. You're looking at your teammates from above in Shadow 1's plane. Something that irked me is like you see your teammates blinking in there, and you pull your view over them, and they act like you're not seeing them, and they like look over, mark them. You see them, and you're just like, I'm looking at you. You have to zoom in on them in order to progress that part. I hated that. I was like, the whole time I see them, why can't you move on? I see them. I don't have to zoom in on them to see their facial expressions. I hated that. There was a point in that level in which you're following a car, or should I say a truck, and they'd be like, oh, there's farmers over there. That's because you're going through that one path. But if you stay a little bit further back, you will see an enemy with a weapon in his hand. And they'd be like, you see any weapons? I see an enemy with a weapon right there. And all of a sudden, your character will go, no weapons. Bitch, I see a weapon right there. There's a guard right there. What you mean? No weapon, no guard. There's a freaking guard a little further down by the other building. God damn. Laziness. Cut corners. Something that irked me off. And there's a little cheapness in there, trying to get some cheap hits, where you gotta scroll all the way to the soccer field, and there may be like a launcher team or mortar team or whatever, and you don't like. It's a little cheap in there, but I mean that's to keep the level going a little bit better. I understand that, so I'm not gonna nitpick that. That stage is pretty cool. Here we go. I'm talking about an advanced AI with the leaf cover thing. It makes mounting completely useless. As soon as you mount and your head goes above, you got shot. It completely defeats the issue of mounting. It does. Alrighty, here. Oh yeah. The sniper level. You're running down the hill, and all of a sudden in the background jitters and the plants glitches. I've done that twice now. And the same issue. This deals with the last gen. It's not strong enough to do everything. Once you're going down that hill to get to a position to snipe, you will see these plants start gyrating in and out, and the level glitching a bit. That's like, wow, what is going on here? You see Boopa? Yeah, see, he hurt me. I just gotta make sure he don't do nothing bad. Alright, so we got that off, and oh yes, finally they start showing some of the characters for the first time. That's because they're saving most of them for the later year 2. They finally show Nikolai, and I could care less, because It wasn't ooh ah. They tried to make it ooh ah, but it wasn't. Okay, so you there. I see you. They could have put you in a special moment, but there's no special moment. They just pulled you out of some randomness and it defeated the ooh ah. There's Nikolai, yay! They defeated that. They also did that with Farah. I saw Farah and be like, okay. But believe it or not, Farah is the only team AI that does something on that convoy. Your other teammates are stupid as hell, and it's just you against like this long line of extra longness convoy. Like I said, they really dumbed down your teammates to use the term of advanced AI enemies. Mm, that's something that it was terrible. But why don't you do it? So we had that, and that's why I stopped writing. But like certain other aspects, just like the last level, really, just this game just felt rushed to put out. Everything is kept for year 2, and that's what I assume is taking the most time because, like I said, the one level you expected, they showed as a little special in game cinema, whatever, after you beat the game, and you're like, that's the one I wanted to see in this game. Oh my god. Campaign, I give a C. Other people gonna give it big because they've been wanting something big from Call of Duty for a while, and they said, hey, Modern Warfare 19 is something we were content with. I guess we'll just be content with this one. But this game just feels rushed. There's a lot of negatives. The things we didn't want is in here. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But that's what I rated it. I'm already 30 minutes into this. I'm not going to drag it out or more. Level designs, like I said, some looks good graphically, some don't. The newer ones are just not really great because they're so damn short, and the ones that you didn't care about is dragged way too damn long. Such as the sniping thing, you gotta get into position so you can do a one shot for 2 enemies, and killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It's just tedious. It is what it is. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed this review. That's why I'm going to leave it at. I'm not going to put no game playing background. You can listen to somebody else do that. I just want to give you my honest opinion. It's better than Vanguard. But some of the Vanguard stuff is better than Modern Warfare 2. You know, and that's because Vanguard storyline was like, what the hell? Here you took your operators and put them into the game, and you didn't use all the operators, and you're trying to link their stories together in one big end finale that's just like, okay, so we're going on with the game. What does the ending have to do with anything else? It's going to be abandoned. My issue with this whole Modern Warfare 2 is it's reused engine because it's integrated. Modern Warfare 19, Cold War, and Vanguard, all 3 were integrated for Warzone, so you can use all the operators and use the same mechanics of the engine. Nothing out of the main source code was going to be changed. This was supposed to be a new start with another trilogy integration for Warzone 2. But because of, Activision, Xbox deal, that got scrapped. And we're just going back to one game for 2 years, and then we're going up to the next gen Call of Duty, the real one that they really going to put some years into. All these prior ones were rushed to use one engine. It showed. We didn't like it. Modern Warfare 19 is once again Modern Warfare 22. It's nothing really different except they changed some stuff that we just didn't like. When the full game come out, I'll let you know that. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just telling you, this is the reason why this is this. Why it's not anything next gen, unless they put more packs out for the next gen graphics or whatever. There's no aim assist whatsoever because consoles, the aim assist for Modern Warfare 19, the route was broken. Yeah, this time they didn't even put it in. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave some likes, some comments, definitely hit that bell, subscribe, and always enjoy.